right, and we are live. So, hello, everybody.
Hello, I'm Chloe.
And I'm Sandy, and this is WordStitch
This
Virtual Write-ins.
this is WordStitch. I'm sorry, I'm a little sidetracked right now. There we go. I'm back.
Uh,
Hi.
so if you're with us, then at this point you probably already know what a virtual write-in is, but just in case you found us more recently, what we're going to be doing over the next 2 hours is basically we will be writing and you will be writing with us. So we have little segments of writing. We're going to do a 10-minute, a 25, a 30, and a 10. We'll give you optional word prompts during that time. And you just write while the counter counts down, and we write too. And then on the breaks, we talk about writing. That's
That is,
pretty much right? Anything to add,
yeah,
Chloe?
yeah, I think you summed it up pretty well there.
I summed it up
Um,
well. Good.
and right now, we are closing in on the end of NaNoWriMo. How many words do you have, Sandy?
Yeah. Okay. So that's what I'm looking at right now.
That wasn't a good way of saying
Yeah.
that.
No. Okay. So I fell a little bit behind over the last couple of weeks. So I'm at 40,130. So I've got a little less than 10,000 left to write. So it's like
That's not
2,000 words a
terrible
day.
though, because
Nah.
I just did the math, and you should only be at 43,000 right now.
Yeah.
Um, so that's pretty good. I'm well. I won. I'm at about thanks. I'm at about 63. I am still hoping to finish the rough draft of this novel by the end of the month, which is Thursday, right? Thursday was the last day.
Is
Um,
it that fast? No, no. Today's the 26th. There's more days than that. I'm sure of it. There's 5 whole days left.
Friday. What?
Friday's the last day, isn't it?
I have no concept of the calendar right now. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
It is
Friday.
Friday. That's really weird. It's not that weird, but it's weird to me. Just accept that. Yeah, so we have until Friday to hit that. And I do feel pretty good about finishing what I am working on. Sandy, how do you feel about what you're working on?
So at this point, let me check the actual manuscript. The manuscript itself is it's at 109,000 words. So what I need to do and what I've been doing is basically taking bad words out and replacing them with better words. So it is so
By bad
slow.
words, you mean poor quality words and not naughty words.
Yes, right. Poor quality, not bad words, not 4 letters. And it's tough because every session I have to like think hard about what I want in the chapter, and it is so much easier to start from a blank screen if you're trying to write fast. But you gotta do what you gotta do. So I think I'm gonna finish the words. I don't know if the manuscript itself will be done by the time I get to the end of the week. I might still need a little time in December.
You're saying that you don't think you're going to have the pretty words in, but you will have a completed story.
I'm saying I'll have 50,000 pretty
Oh,
words,
okay.
and
Okay.
I might need to replace another 30,000 still with prettier words.
That's fair. I know I'm not going to have a complete draft either. It is, oh gosh, it is 4:04 though.
Yeah,
Um,
so we better get started.
so we are about into our first word sprint. If you want to lead us in on that, Sandy.
Yeah, sure. So for our first word sprint, your prompt is a reconciliation occurs. So since we are at the last nano, and that's it, a reconciliation occurs. Are we ready to go with the timer?
I am so close. There we go. I have this new
Alrighty.
setup and I forgot how to do things. Okay, go ahead and start now.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm having that tech here. That's okay. There we
That's all
go.
right.
Oh God, stop. There. Hi.
Ah, there you are. So you were really writing hard, huh?
No, this is terrible, but I wasn't sure how to find my word count. And the only thing that I figured out to show me the word count on this is just like reaching the end of a page and it just flipping over to the next line. So I had to finish the line I was on.
Wait, what
My
program
word
are you
count,
working in?
what was that?
Are you not working in Scrivener today?
No, I'm on the new tablet.
Oh.
And it is a word that I'm using. I just don't know exactly how Word for tablets works yet. This is a brave new world for me. One that I should have looked at in advance, and I did not.
So do you have a sense of what your word count was?
Yeah. I got exactly what it was. Oh God, I clicked something I should have. Sorry. I got 333.
Nice. And I'm
Yeah.
only at 221, and I'm the one who needs the words today, so that's bad. But
I was kind of typing as fast as I could, because I was worried that like I'm a little clumsy with this keyboard because it's tiny and that shift button is in a weird place. So I think I compensated, like I overcompensated for the clumsy keyboard by writing a lot more.
well, whatever. It's good to get the words in, and hopefully, if you are watching, you are getting words in as well. Um, and let us know if you're getting those words in. So we're supposed to talk about tech today, and I was actually thinking that maybe we should talk about what happens when you have that manuscript done. Like, how do you like get it to somebody else to read? So you're working in Word right now, right? When you share your manuscripts, and of course I know the answer to this already, having been one of your readers, but what's your preferred way to give a manuscript to a beta reader?
Oh, so are you talking about my system of giving like a quarter at a time?
Yes, or just even like what should the document look like? Do you do it in Google Docs? Do you do Word, Scrivener? Can you do
So
Scrivener?
I feel like I feel like Scrivener is absolutely not an option,
Yeah.
because there's not a good way to do markup in it. I always ask my readers what they prefer, but I don't think I've ever gotten anything other than it be in a Word document, which of course Word documents you can use in Google Docs. Well, I guess it's Google Drive then. Um, Whichever it is, and then also in like LibreOffice and Open Office, any like most programs will read the doc or the docx file. So it's a Word document, which they're nice because you've got a couple different options for actually making comments in the story. Because you can either like if there's like a word edit or a suggested word replace or a weird typo, you can actually fix it in the document. But if there's like a plot or just something you're not sure about, you can put the comment on the sidebar. So yeah, I feel like, and I do know that, if I'm giving it to more of an ARC reader situation, then that would be a PDF probably.
Oh, interesting. That's so. I find this. I think when I was first starting out, I thought, well, PDF was of course the way that I should share my stories, right? Because like, what if somebody wanted to steal this magnificence? Um, I, I seriously had that thought at some point, guys. If you are watching, you do not need to worry about that most of the time. Most of your friends are not
We
looking to
have
steal your
talked
stuff.
about this ad nauseum behind the scenes, and we're not even entirely sure how you steal a manuscript at this
No,
point. Like we know how you steal a manuscript, but we don't know what you
why?
do with it at
Yeah,
that
why?
point.
What?
That wouldn't make any. That
Like,
would do anything except get the reader or get the writer more money, unless you're a well-known author, and then at that point it doesn't, we're in a whole other conversation then.
Right. For the rest of us, it's not that big of a deal. So, as a reader, it drives me crazy when I get a PDF because of exactly what you're talking about, right? Like,
Yeah.
you need, if you're a reader, to be able to make comments in particular, and it is so hard to do that in a PDF unless you print the thing out. And let's face it, like,
No.
printing it out and then writing comments in, it is so hard to read those later and to understand them, to get anything useful from them. Electronic is much, much better.
If you send me a PDF, I will read it, but I'll tell you right now that what you're getting back from me isn't nearly as good as what you would have gotten from me if you would just send me a document. Um,
Yep.
for exactly that reason. Like I said, with ARC readers, which an ARC is an advanced reader copy, so we're more talking about an actual book, but like that premise, we're pretty much done with it, and you're looking for kind of those first hits for your Amazon reviews. And then, on my end, it would be like little grammatical fixes. Or like catastrophic issues that need to be fixed before I actually post it on Amazon. For that, I'm fine with a PDF because I don't want you to fine tooth comb it. I don't care at that point if I am missing a comma. I don't care if you don't like the color shirt that the character is wearing. So that's where I find that a PDF is good. Um, but with like an actual like hard read, it's absolutely going to be a document.
Yeah, no, I think that's a really good point, right? If you want somebody not to make massive comments, if you really just want like feedback on are they into the story or not, then the PDF is fine. But you give that to a different kind of reader than like when you're doing like an earlier critique.
You give
And
that to a reader. You don't give that to a writer. You give that to a reader.
right, give a writer a Microsoft Word document, give a reader a PDF. It's different. Don't give somebody Google Docs. This is, or at least
Google Docs.
I do too. And I mean, I suppose Google Docs, like Word functions on Google Docs, but it is really difficult to make comments and track changes in those things. And so you really do yourself a disservice, I think, if you can't just let the person have your document in an actual document. And so here's another thing I've seen. Every now and then I'll have a friend who's written something and like they'll give me their manuscript and it's all Google Docs. So like you have to open every chapter separately because every chapter is no, don't do that.
I won't take it. It's got to be compiled.
Yeah.
I will not take it if it's not compiled.
Yeah. I mean, I'm willing to bend some rules. Like if you really, really, really can't handle double spacing, then I suppose we can live because I can easily fix that for you.
Right. If I want a double space, if I don't
I'll
like the font, here's another thing. With a document, if I don't like the font that you're using, if you're some asshat who just gave me Comic Sans, I'm not going to immediately say, okay, well, you're too dumb to write, although you're kind of too dumb to write. Personal opinion is absolute truth here.
Yeah.
But hypothetical world, you give me a document that's in Comic Sans, as long as it's an actual document, doc or docx, as opposed to PDF or what have you. I can just change it to Times New Roman or Georgia or whatever I feel like reading in.
Right. Which will do you a favor because most professional readers are going to want it in like Times New Roman, 12-point font, double spaced, 1-inch margins. Like, don't break the rules because that doesn't help you.
You know what does help you though is word sprints. And
yes.
do you like that segue?
I like it.
That segue.
I thought it was good. Yes.
Yeah. I feel like I should introduce the next one, but I don't actually have the list up. So give me a second. I'm gonna do this.
All right.
I'm gonna do my job as a co-host here.
Okay.
And I am going to say that the theme of this sprint, the prompt for this sprint, is a loose end gets resolved. Was that correct?
That was correct. I hope it's correct. Yeah. I hope that's what I put in here.
So we've got a theme going today, a loose end gets resolved because we're trying to wrap it up today or this week, I guess.
Right. I focused it on you, Chloe. Now we don't have the timer yet.
I'm so close. There we go.
Ah, there we go. There we go.
Hi.
All
Hi,
right.
technology. It's always really for me. So go ahead and start now.
Okay. Okay, we are back. Wait, did I mute? Or am I still muted? Chloe, I think you're muted.
Yeah, that was me. I was muted, and I'm fighting with my phone. Oh, there we go. Sorry, my phone was asking me if I wanted 1 month of YouTube Red for free, but it was just kind of like a random text box sitting there. So in the middle of like everything else, I was fighting with that, and you know how easily flustered I get.
So how'd you do with your words?
I'm getting there. Oh God, shouldn't have used this calculator twice. I got 749.
I'm at like 711. So this was a good run. Yeah. I calculated that I need 3,200 words to like go back up to par today. I don't know if I'm gonna make that, but maybe 2,000.
Well, what is it calling for you to finish on time right now?
Not that. It's not that bad. It's let's see my stats. Mm-hmm. 1,974. So it would be good if I could get a little bit ahead.
I mean, I say like it's.
It's not though. You're right. It's not a significant difference from the 1667.
It's not even 2K a day. That's really yeah.
It's doable.
Yeah.
Without problems. Which is good because it's really hard to go back and revise stuff, but I think I can do the 2,000 a day. So we should talk about writing tips of some kind, but I have to tell you, I'm like a little distracted because my like I ordered another proof of my book and it just showed up like during that last writing thing. Yeah.
Oh, you know what's funny is that I also have show and tell for that.
Oh, you do?
Completely unrelated to writing, but you are my age, so I feel like you will appreciate this.
Okay.
This just came in the mail.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Right?
Is that a record?
It is a record. We listen to vinyl here. We are extremely pretentious. I don't know. We got on the subject of a Radiohead at dinner the other night. I don't know why. Neither of us are Radiohead fans. I mentioned that there was that one Radiohead song that I really liked on that soundtrack. And on our way home from dinner, I pulled that up on Amazon, and it turned out it was like $17 for the vinyl, and I was like, yes.
That is one of the like I wasn't a huge CD person, mostly because like CDs were expensive for a high schooler, but and then later, of course, when like what was that service that you used to get like pirated songs? I don't know. Yeah, I was huge into that. Napster. I was a big Napster person. But but back when CDs counted, the Romeo and Juliet, Leonardo DiCaprio version was definitely one of the ones that I was willing to buy. Yeah. Like I needed that. It's still one of my favorites.
Yeah, I remember like every time I got new roommates up until probably all the way up. So that came out, I believe, in 96. All the way up until I'll say at least 2005. Every time I moved in with like a different group of people, still like every single person in the house owned that CD.
Nice. That I guess that's a marker of our generation, right? You're a Xenial if you have the Romeo and Juliet soundtrack and think it's cool. And if not like scene
again, and I don't feel old at all.
This is not old. This late 30s bit is not old. I've been very disturbed at having to say that recently. Like I suddenly feel like really middle-aged. It's not cool.
So here's where that got me today, and this is now a writing conversation again.
Okay.
Because I'm plotting out a new story. And I'm figuring out the age of the protagonist, and it's a romance, and I have her at 27, and I was like, okay, he needs to be just a little bit older because that's that's how the romance genre works. The guy is always just a few years older than her. So he's 32. And I was like, man, at 38, I'm not even that
Yeah.
far above it, but at 38, 32 still seems like a bit of a puppy to me.
I know that's the scary thing, right? When like the 32-year-olds start seeming like puppies,
Yeah.
I feel.
I have friends who are 32, and I mean, some of them are just like me. But some of them definitely have a lot of growing up still to do. And that's coming from somebody who has a lot of growing up left to do.
Hey, what writer doesn't have a lot of growing up left to do? I think that's kind of what we're in this
Yeah.
for, in some
Yep.
ways.
To not grow up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well. So
I can pretend I'm 27 forever because that's how old my heroines will be forever.
27 is such a good age for a heroine, right?
It
I'm
is.
thinking if I end up doing a Christmas novel fun thing like
Mhm.
Chloe is doing, I think I'm also going to end up with a 27. Because, like, if they're 26, they're a little too young, right? They're a little close to college. But if they're like 28 or 29, you start feeling like, oh, like they're career women.
Yeah, and like they absolutely have to be in that 25 to 30
Mm-hmm.
range.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they're under 25, you're kind of, first of all, you're kind of still stuck in that, well, you're too young to fall in love.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like you, the other day I had a coworker who is, oh no, where was it? I was at a concert and there was a girl, the performer was saying that she was 24 and she was talking about this song that she was about to do, and she said that the lyrics came to her when she was going through a really rough time in her life, and all I could think of was like, what, Thursday, like you were 24, how rough of a time. And I know that you can be
Oh, I think we just lost you, Chloe. You're frozen.
24. That's the issue with, like, if they're under 25, they're not going to be taken seriously. They're still too young. And if they're over 30, then I feel like it almost becomes that like biological clock race then. So you're absolutely in that 25 to 30 range.
And what we have to do as women in our late 30s is tell ourselves that this experience makes it so we can write stories about people of all ages. That's what we can
Yeah,
do now. We're close enough
yeah.
to the middle to.
And it's coming to terms with the fact that you're still going to write your character, even though your character is 27, you're still going to write that character as either, depending on what you call yourself, either a Gen Xer or a Xennial.
No, well, I'm a millennial. Okay, I have a year. You have a year on me here, I think.
I No, you're still a Xennial if you believe the Xennial as a category.
Totally, I'm a Xennial, but I am not a Gen Xer.
Oh yeah. I'll accept that. I don't I relate a lot more to millennials than Gen
Mm-hmm.
Xers as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, normally I'm right at that line. But yeah, so like you still write your character as being your generation and not as a millennial. Um because if you try to write them as a millennial, they'll sound like a baby to everybody who's reading it. So you always want them to be like the next generation up, anyways, for them to be believable in that situation.
And that's what we're going to tell ourselves before we go into our next word sprint.
No, I think that's exactly what you do to make them seem like mature enough to be in this situation.
Generation them up.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Just
All right.
okay. It's 4:59 though, so you know what time that is.
Yeah, it's time for our
4:59.
30-minute 1K, and I need that 1K, you guys. Okay, so am I doing the prompt or are you doing the prompt?
Yes,
Wait,
this is your
what was
prompt.
that yes to? Oh, it was me?
I'm
Okay,
sorry,
so.
I say yes to anything.
Okay.
This is your prompt. Go
Okay,
for it.
okay, so this prompt is this is the last time you're going to see fill in the blanks.
I love that prompt and I wish I could use it.
I'm not sure if I can use it either, but I think it's a great
Yeah,
prompt.
it's such a good prompt though. This is the last time you'll see, but I'm not actually at an end scene right now, so I can't have anybody right off to the sunset.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and start.
Okay, we are back.
Yes, we are.
That was a good round for me. I got, I think, almost 1,000, but I lost track of it. I can't remember what I had last time, and I was in different scenes. So for this session, I'm at 1,917 words today. That's pretty
Nice.
good. Yeah, that's my goal for these days, right? So it's good.
All right. I am. Give me just a second, and I'll have mine. The sun has gone down, and now my lighting is all jacked up in here. Okay.
Mm.
Minus 1,083. I got 1,046 on that.
Nice. That's a lot of
Yeah.
words.
Yeah. And you said you think you got 1,000 or?
So I think I was at 900 and something last time, and I'm at 1,900 and something this time. So whatever.
Yeah, you were at 932 last time.
Then I got something like 970 words. So I'm happy with that.
I like that. Yeah, I can't believe like I am a disaster with this keyboard. But somehow that is actually giving me more words than usual,
Hey.
which is fantastic.
Take what you can get, right? Like however you need it. So okay, so I need your help with the proof because I've got a dilemma. So I'm going to show you. I've got 2 copies right now.
So right now I'm looking on my screen at like a boom arm. So I can't really help you for showing me something. Yes, that was your hand.
Ah, yes, right.
For
Because
the viewers
Chloe
at
is
home,
this way.
Sandy's got 2 different cameras going at the same time. Yes. Okay, so now I'm seeing it.
Okay, so that's version 1.
Uh-huh.
And okay, so for the viewers, here's our version 1. And what I'm trying to decide between, let me make it a little bigger for them. And this is version 2. So this is glossy. And
Gotcha. Hold up the other one.
the other one is matte. Let me see if I can give them both 2 at once.
Oh yeah. I feel like for YA you want glossy.
So this is so hard because I think that the glossy looks a lot better. Although there's this weird like black strip at the top. I gotta figure out what I'm doing. But I'm told that glossy is likely to make the book look too young. And I think this is such a dilemma because the illustration is an illustration. It's a cartoon. And I mean, I've never seen like well, that's not true. Graphic novels are sometimes done in matte, but a lot of times if you see a cartoon, they're shiny. And I think the reason that happens is because the colors are, I mean, they look more like marker when you do them in glossy, whereas they look like colored pencil in matte. Yeah. And I think we're used to seeing marker when it comes to cartoons. So what am I going to do?
I don't know. Like I feel like that's a really weird comment saying that it makes it look too young when your story is young.
It is. I mean, it's right. So this is an interesting dilemma too. So for those of you watching, I don't think you should ever write a book again to the market, but I have a bit of a market problem because this is
I kind of wanted you to just say I don't think you should ever write a book, and then he kept going from there.
Oh no! Write the book? Are you kidding? Look how cool this is! This is awesome. This is awesome.
It's a really, really like 2-second story. I was writing on my phone the other day.
Yeah.
I went to use the phrase for better or for worse, and it auto-corrected, and I got for better or for writer, and I was like, oh, there's so much truth in that autocorrect. Anyways, keep going.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so here's my dilemma is the book is YA, right? So YA is a pretty broad range. This is like 13 to like new adult, which I think it starts at like 18. So think like anywhere from like 7th grade to high school. And my book is probably appropriate for the 7th, 8th, and 9th graders. And beyond that, there's just not enough harshness. Like life isn't as bad for these characters as it should be if you for a YA novel. So in most of the novels,
like right in between MG and YA on that.
What?
Because you've got
Yeah.
You've got romance, but it's very, yeah,
It's innocent.
very much
Um,
on that line.
yeah, yeah. No, I mean, I'm the kids' age in the series, but for right now, they're not. And a lot of books are. So here's a really crazy thing. So here's one of my YA examples. I'll show it to you, Chloe. So this book is matte, except for that shoe.
Yeah, yeah, but that's a budget that you don't have.
It's not a budget I have, but this is a
You have a
problem.
budget.
Because this is gorgeous, right? Like this book, and a lot of these are like this. So like in a book that's glossy, you'll get
Yeah.
like part of it is glossy and the rest of it is matte, which I think is what you end up doing in a book like this one. So this is Cinder, which is a good book, by the way, and it's also kind of youngish. It's not really. I mean, it's probably about exactly the same age range as what I'm looking for. But she has an enormous budget, and I do not. So I got to decide between matte and glossy, and I only get one, and it's so hard.
Wait, hold up though. Your books are being like the books that you're getting printed, they're not going to be in stores. It's still going to be like if you order it on Amazon, it will be printed, right?
Well, okay, yes and no. I mean, it's not like Barnes and Noble has a contract with me or something, but I mean, I'm certainly going to take them to my independent bookstores and try really hard to get them to stock them. And I'll probably try to
Oh,
go
so
to.
that's not okay. That I thought that was how KDP worked. Was literally just like print on them. Oh, it's like you could buy them at a discount from Amazon and then take them to a bookstore. Is that how that works?
Yeah, you can buy the book for like significantly lower. Like I think this one ends up being like $6.50 or something like that. So
Okay.
then you take it to the store and basically like offer a consignment deal where like
Yeah.
you split the profits, so like you're maybe making $1 or so, but it's still important to get your book into an independent
Yeah.
bookstore.
I mean, you only make it $1 anyway.
Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna stick with where I was going with that though. Is that I feel like you're worried about something that you don't need to be worried about, and whichever looks better to you. Ignore market on this because it's really not like the bulk of your prints are going to be for people who are ordering it printed online.
Hmm.
Um, and I feel like it is such a minute detail that it's not going to affect your sales in any way. So, whichever one you personally like better, I think you should go with.
No, it's hard. I don't know. I mean, I
I mean, you can
do.
fight me. That's okay.
No, 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 no. Because I get what you're saying. Like you sort of. I mean, I'm not likely to have this like sitting on the front. The anywhere in Barnes and
And you're
Noble.
not likely to sell enough volume that it would actually impact your sales.
Right.
I'm sorry. That was harsh.
What?
You know what I'm
No,
saying.
that wasn't harsh. Was that harsh? Is it a sign that it didn't even occur to me to think that that was harsh?
God. I like honestly, that was more of a harsh toward independent bookstores and to
Yep.
authors.
No, it's true.
And that's the truth of it.
I mean, I am most likely to sell this book to like my Facebook friends and like maybe some people that they know. And
Yeah.
then after that, I'll be taking it to conventions, where I'm going to try to sell it myself.
Yeah.
Again, I could have a couple local bookstores. I've been thinking about ways to market creatively. Like
Do
different
you
kinds of
have
events.
local bookstores? Oh yeah, you're in Raleigh. I'm sure there's local bookstores there.
I have great local bookstores who are probably not going to even be willing to look at it. At least one of them refuses to even consider a book made by, Create Space, which is no longer in existence, but now the equivalent is Amazon's Kindle
Yeah.
publishing. And
Yeah.
that's what this will be. So I can.
I find that ironic because I bet they're the ones who are absolutely flipping out about how you need to shop local, but they won't buy local.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Actually, I went into to that store to just like check it out and see, because there are other options. I mean, you can print your book through Amazon and then also have a different version printed through Ingram Spark. So like I could do say a hardcover version if I really want to be able to get my stuff into
Yeah.
other stores. And that might be a really good choice, but um, it's, I mean, it's still, you still got to figure out where to put it. And this was very interesting. So the independent bookstore that won't accept the Create Space books has mostly hardcover versions, like in the YA section of all of their books, which is crazy because it almost says, so this is a bookstore where they, yeah, well, or they value books enough that they want the pretty hardcover version. But for most self-published authors, hardcover is prohibitively expensive. Like, you're not gonna do a hardcover.
I feel like for most readers, hardcover is prohibitively expensive.
Mm-hmm.
This could just be my poor ass talking, but I've like is a very small set of books that I will pay hardcover prices for.
Yeah, it's tough. And by the way, so if you're looking at book prices and thinking, "Oh my gosh, this book cost me $12.99," that is actually fairly cheap. Like, these books, to make like $1 profit, I think I have to price it at $15.99.
Wow,
$15.99. I know.
that's terrible.
It's horrible. I think if I sell through Amazon, I can price it like I don't have to offer a wholesale discount, and therefore I can
Mm-hmm.
price it a little better. Like, by which I mean I can discount it for my readers, but the list price is going to have to be like $15.99.
But you can pretty much set your digital price, right?
Yeah, yeah, and that's another. I mean, it's really an interesting process. You know, like you're setting prices, you're trying to allow for discounts, you're trying to make your cover look right. Oh, this is probably the most interesting creative thing I did with it. So, check that out.
Oh, you got your map.
I got my map.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but
that is excellent service right there.
yeah, that was so hard to do because I had to calculate the interior with a bleed margin. Like,
Yeah.
to get that cover to cover map, that's what you got to do. And it was difficult, but gosh, it looks good. So
Yeah, that's fantastic.
mm-hmm. But I mean, you're putting all this effort into that kind of thing, and then you're gonna make like 50 cents a book, maybe.
You don't get into writing to make money. You hope you make money off of it, but you don't get into it to make money because if you do, you're gonna crush your soul.
Yeah, or at least don't expect to be a millionaire. I think there are people who make a living wage when they are prolific, but I don't think they're. I mean, to become like the Nora Roberts of the world,
Yeah.
you're like, good luck. Those
Yeah, and most likely it's just becoming like a job for you. Like it ends up just being another job.
but you know what? That's the thing, right? Like, if I could make enough money from books that it could be just a job, that'd be amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
So speaking
Yeah,
of
but
that,
you got to change a lot about how you write in order to do that. You know this.
yeah, I gotta write a little faster. So speaking of writing a little faster, shall we
Yes.
start our?
We should start our last prompt.
We should start our last prompt.
Last sprint.
This one is yours, I think.
It is. So for our very last sprint of NaNo 2018, your I tried to be dramatic and then I lost all of my words. It is what I do. Your last prompt is your character does something incredibly fast. Have them do something faster than they should have been able to. And it is 5:45 now. So let me just share my screen. I feel like there needs to be like a hot button to get this share screen to happen faster because I have to do the exact same share screen every time, but that's okay because you can go ahead and start writing now. this time.
Very good. And we are back. That was like a terrible sprint for me. I was slow, so slow.
You were taking care of the dog too, right? Was that the sprint?
Yes, there was the dog. There was me trying to figure out what scene to work on next. It was all a big
If you don't already know that going into a sprint, you're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah. I really, this is the biggest problem I'm having at this point, is that I really need to go back and like basically cut scenes and decide which one needs filler. So I have to read stuff before I can write, right? Like which takes so much time. Here I am making excuses. It doesn't matter. This is still a good.
What was your count? Do you have a count?
Oh yeah, it was like 30. Sorry, I thought disaster was bad enough to like represent that. It was bad. What about you? Of course you probably did fine.
Yeah, I got 298.
It says the winner.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, there's not even any pride in winning.
Oh, of course. Well,
you know what there is pride in though is that this is the best write-in I've had to date for word count.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, but you didn't even need the words. Somehow that seems wrong.
I mean, define needing the words though, because I certainly need the words. I can't finish my novel if I don't have the words for it.
This is true. So
Yeah.
hey, so this is our last NaNo thing, and by the time we are back, NaNo will be over, and I will have finished my stuff also.
Yes, you will
So then we'll be in December. So here is the question: are we both writing holiday Hallmark stories in December?
I absolutely am. You were on the fence about it. I 100% am. I'm already plotting this. I already have like their likes and dislikes. I am all in.
So if you're joining us in December, we are likely to be working on holiday novels. Corny,
Yeah.
romantic, like trope-driven holiday novels, and it's going to be fun. And that'll be December 3rd. So
Yeah, we'll have already started those novels, and I am excited.
you'll probably be like 30,000 words in already. You'll be like, oh, I'm halfway done.
I've never written anything wholesome before. I'm not going to be that far in. I am realizing though that this is not going to be that 40,000 holiday romance. It's going to be like an 80K holiday.
Of course
romance.
it is.
That's okay. It's just not going to be done by Christmas.
No. You got to do it by Christmas. If it's a Christmas story, it's got to be done. It's a gift to yourself.
I'm not sacrificing quality over some ridiculous promise to myself.
Okay.
I'm going to write a story to put on Kindle Unlimited to make pennies from it every day.
I understand.
That's my goal.
All right. Well, so shall we end our show for today?
Yeah, I think it's time.
Okay. So if you're joining us, thanks so much again. Hopefully we'll see you next week.
Yeah, have a good, enjoy the rest of your NaNo. You're a winner.
You're a winner.
You're a winner.
All right.